Hi everyone, a very good morning. Welcome back to our second hour of this amazing launch. It's probably the most looked forward to launch of the year for an awful lot of people, because when you talk about Christmas, everyone's face lights up, everyone beams, it just kind of makes everybody happy. And you might think Christmas in June's a little bit kind of odd. Well, this is what we do. Taz is nodding. This is what we do every single year, and our Christmas launches are always really anticipated, and this year is no exception. It's going incredibly well and very, very quickly. So much so that after the first live show that we had at 9 o'clock this morning, 40% of the entire stock of Christmas Awaits has already gone. This is a truly remarkable collection that celebrates the anticipation of Christmas. You've got the little children there. There's three different characters, one that's in bed asleep, which is, let's face it, on Christmas Eve quite a rarity. And the other two that are really kind of, one's looking for Santa or just hiding behind the banisters. And then the other one's rushing down the stairs maybe to look at the presents underneath the tree. The focal point, though, has to be this most magnificent tree that you can see here. It's got the fire surround, it's got the stairs leading downstairs and upstairs, it's got the beautiful tree which you can decorate and you can decoupage it with various different flowers. The tinsel's there, the tree for the star for the top of the tree's there as well. You've also got over here these amazing card shapes. Now obviously they'll make wonderful frames and that sort of thing as well, but you've got your oval, you've got your diamond shape, and you've also got your rectangular frame as well, the ornate slender frames. So this is the entire collection. Now, just a quick word about the vignettes. You normally obviously expect to go to our website, carnationcrafts.co.uk, and download the vignettes and print them off. Well, you can do. The original colourway is there for you free right now, but there is also a little bit of an extra bonus. Bearing in mind, it's lovely to have variety. What Carnation have done is for an extra £5, just for this week, launch week, you can go to the Carnation Crafts website and actually enjoy a further 4 colourways. So with the one that you get free, as standard, you've got 5 colourways then to enjoy playing with this collection for just £5. So that's something as an option. It's there for you. Either just have the free one or go for the extra 4 just for £5, and that's a limited time offer. Lots of you are asking if that was going to be going forward or just for this week. It's just for launch week, okay? So that is the collection. It is 240601. As I say, 40% has already gone. The special launch price is only for this week. It's £134.99. It will eventually, if we have stock, go back up to £149.99, and that's a big if we have stock. Free P&P in the UK. If you're watching us in America, which I know lots of you do, your shipping and handling is £4.95, and if you want to go maybe for the perfect papers, then that of course means your shipping and handling will then be capped at £14.95. In the UK though, it's free UK P&P. Now there's one other collection as well that we've got for you. This is equally as popular, which probably means that as many people who've bought the main Christmas collection are going for this as well, which is your winter berry frame. Absolutely gorgeous. When you see some finished samples in a minute, they're going to blow you away. We did say though earlier on, although it is a winter berry theme, there's nothing necessarily Christmassy about the main design. The detail there, the artwork could be used all year round. You've also got what I thought were handles to start off with down the bottom, but they're not. They're actually, they can be maybe the frames for a mirror above the fire surround, that sort of thing. And you can use them in lots and lots of different ways. Plus you get these 3 beautiful sentiments: Merry Christmas, Joy to All, and 'Tis the Season. And indeed there are vignettes on the website for those as well. So if you want that, that's 240608, the Winterberry frame set, and that's £44.95. I just want to show you though a couple of finished samples from the design team. Pam Simpson has made this one with the main collection. Who's done this one? Janine Dawson has done this one with a beautiful 3-dimensional tree that you can see there. And there is a mechanism that allows you to make the tree more 3D. This is using some of those thin dies, those frame dies we showed you earlier on. That's the rectangle. Pam Simpson's done this one. And this is using one of those. Actually, Carla showed you something similar in the first show, which you can watch back on Facebook or YouTube. Lavinia's done this one using that wonderful cut in frame there at the top as a cut that will go into the actual main Winterberry frame as well. So you can use them in all sorts of ways. But it is absolutely spectacular. It is the anticipation, the night before Christmas, the excitement, the not being able to sleep. That's what's been kind of wrapped up in this collection brilliantly well, and all for that brilliant price of £134.99. Don't forget, if you do want the perfect papers, they are available too. They're over there. You can see you've got a lovely kind of mulberry colour through to a beige, through to wonderful different shades of green as well. And these have been hand selected to complement the artwork that you're going to enjoy using from the website. And if you want that artwork now, carnationcrafts.co.uk, just put in Christmas Awaits in the search box and then the artwork will be there for you, whether you want just the free one or whether you want to treat yourself and have all 5 colourways that are available. I'm David, if we've never met before. Taz is over there pushing all the buttons and Carla's here.
Hey, hey, hey.
Hey, hey, hey.
You all right?
I'm good. Thank you for breakfast.
Did you enjoy your breakfast,
I did.
Mr. Dave? I made him a sausage sandwich, as every good host should.
Nice.
Right, let's have a look at this incredible, extraordinary Christmas collection that Carnation are bringing to you in June, because that's when we start crafting for Christmas. It starts off with the most stunning set of 3 frames, which are beautiful. These are your ornate slender frames. We've got your diamond, we've got your rectangle, your DL if you like, and then your oval, all of them stunning. You've got card bases, you've got mats, you've got layers, stunning, stunning borders here on your elements. It's not actually filigree, but you have that kind of embossed detail that comes through, which just gives it an extra flourish, doesn't it? This is like a fairy tale mirror almost. Imagine that as an easel card. But we're also going to bring you a lot of floral elements that are corners. And so that means that you would be able to, if you want to use the oval shape or the diamond, you can actually square them out at the bottom. So these can be used independently as card shapes without falling over, which is always nice when we're using shapes like your ovals and your diamonds. It gives us a lot of breadth to go forward.
And they're all year round.
All year round, yeah. These, again, the frames I have to say are not necessarily Christmas. They are, and they're designed to go with the Christmas collection, but you can get away with these for a ton of different stuff.
Totally.
But this one, we're just going to give this a minute. Just feast on that.
Drink it in.
So many beautiful winter florals. All of your different winter pieces. You've also got obviously your gypsophilia here, you've got your pine cones, you've got your tuck-in elements, you've got both the dark and the lighter green. This is in sync with the idea where as we go forward you'll see that we've got 2 colourways for some of the pieces. So the Fireplace, for instance, have some elements that are in the dark and some that are in the gold, so you get to sort of play with those and bring in those darker winter tones or play with those lighter tones if you're thinking of sort of more frosty scenes. There's both ways of playing. Absolutely stunning. Really, really beautiful. Sorry, what are you saying?
Some of the other flowers.
Oh, hellebore.
Thank you. Hellebore and the
Heuchrysum?
Heuchi.
Heli.
The helichrysum.
Yeah.
Ah, never heard of that.
I haven't either. I've heard of a hellebore. I think that's something else. But just stunning pieces, aren't they? Really, really. That board.
That is just
so
Christmas,
much.
isn't it?
It's Christmas, it's joy, it's all of those things. I will say about these bows, because you'll see another longer, bigger, much bigger one as well. They're really, really perfect in as much they've got a slightly flat edge on one side. So you can use them as a top border or a bottom border, and you can turn it either way. They're so beautifully done. Really, really pretty.
Helichrysum is the big red flower.
Oh, okay.
This,
right.
thank you. And
lovely.
that is the...
I believe that might be the hellebore.
Sorry, guys. Florals are the hellebore. Thank you.
Yeah.
Florals are always a slight mystery to me. We've got the Fireplace. Look at this. All that detail. And you don't have to do that. Carnation don't have to do the detail. If we just had a Fireplace with maybe a tiny, frame going round it, you wouldn't question the fact that it wasn't there. So this is what we get used to often with suppliers, is that we don't have that ultimate finish that we get with Carnation. The thought behind it, so that your finished product is extraordinary every time. I love that.
What other company gives you the artwork?
Yeah, exactly. And so much artwork and just beautiful. You've got your banisters here, your balustrades for your stairs. And we're going to actually play with the staircase in demo in this show so that you can see the use of this piece with this piece and how that ties together. You've then got your beautiful ornate clock. You've got your 2 candelabras here and your fire grates as well. And it's what I was saying when we were looking at the florals, you've got your darks and your lights. So those tuck-ins that we saw in your floral frames, these will go beautifully with these darker elements too. So you can piece everything together perfectly. I will say, because one of the things that I'm hoping to demo today, this Fireplace makes a card all of its own. So yes, we've had the 3 frames, absolutely, but now we've got another card shape here as well. This is a beautiful little card shape, and just to show you that so you can see it in its full form,
so cute.
we will be looking at that today, is that we can make these smaller line Christmas cards, which are no less beautiful and equally as impactful, but they're on a smaller scale. So that is its own card shape as well. The star of the show.
Totally.
And if it wasn't called the star of the show, I would be calling it the star of the show. It is absolutely extraordinary, this Christmas tree. 2 lines going down there, which means we can fold that tree to impact 3D visuals. So as soon as you use the little cut lines and you fold it back upon itself, it suddenly becomes a very different thing. It can also be pieced together, 2 and then, 1 and then another behind, pinned in the middle here because it's got those cut lines, and that allows for a full 3D tree.
I said before, that will make a fantastic place setting. You could put people's names if they're coming for Christmas lunch, and each one have a little tree to take home with them.
Absolutely. It also has, obviously we've got tiny lights on this one that you can see just coming through, and so if you're using the 2 together, it will give you the space in to use your tiny lights to be able to place that inside with a little battery pack so that you can turn it on and off with the greatest of ease. But isn't that absolutely extraordinary? Really beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
So all of these elements. It has a clever little panel piece here. We've got the wood frame at the side, and then this little box piece. This scores together as you would already expect. So you've got score line, score line, score line, score line. That forms a box. You saw me using this in the last hour that we did, with the 2 little slot lines going through. Now those slot lines, this will feed through them and seat at the base of the tree, at the base of the fireplace, at the base of the stairs, and it extends the card so that you can make longer line cards. You have a multitude of decoupage pieces on here. You have tinsel as well, and those extra little furs to put on here to really build up that tree to give it impact. And this bow, again, we were talking about this a minute ago, this flat line that you get on the base, it's not entirely flat, but it's got the visual of it, which means I can use it at the bottom of a card, at the top of a card if I rotate it, and I can use it across the tree. So super, super pretty whichever way, and the most stunning decoupage for it too.
And also maybe along the edge of the fireplace, you could use it.
Absolutely. It's just, it doesn't matter. You can have a really plain white on white card and just use that bow and a sentiment, and it will create the most gorgeous Christmas cards for you. That's why Christmas Awaits is such a, a really poignant and brilliant collection for you to own, because there's so many ways of doing things. You can make Christmas cards for this in 25 years and it will still be relevant.
And the tree is the heart of the home at Christmas time. The tree is maybe the heart of a town or a village in the centre as well. So it's where everyone congregates, isn't it?
It's also in front of my sitting room door, so it's also the heart of me shouting to the boys, don't open that door, because the tree goes flying every year. Same thing. So then we move on to Excited for Christmas. We've got the 3 wee littlies here. So we've got a little girl here tucking her knees in. She's very excited. She's beautiful, just sitting behind that staircase because you can just see her peeking through. She is beyond giddy and waiting for Christmas. This one has fallen asleep waiting for Santa. She just got a little bit too sleepy and she's just tucked herself under a blanket there. And then you've also got this little one who cannot wait.
Yeah. It's 5 o'clock. I'm awake. Wake up, everyone.
This little one is the one that will have opened all of her presents within about 3 seconds flat. You can guarantee it. She is giddy as a kipper. She's got little pyjamas on there and is cute as a button.
And you can't have Christmas without a few robins.
I know, and I love these so much. They've been beautifully designed, and they're very they're sort of the sort of cartoon element without being, saccharine. They're still got that realism in them. They're so pretty and so lovely to use. And to just take a moment, let's just look at Carnation as opposed to other companies, and it comes to light here. A tiny piece, like the tiny little robin that we've got, the amount of cut line detail that comes in here so that we can shape him, so that he's absolutely perfect every single time. That's Carnation.
And of
That's
course,
the difference.
especially with the birds, you've got, of course, the double-sided vignettes, the mirrored vignettes, so you can have birds facing left or right.
Changing them round.
Yeah, exactly.
They're just so sweet, aren't they? Sorry, I was just looking at their little toes. They're very sweet. And then we have got your seasonal touches here. Important board, this one. This is the one that adorns everything. This is the one that creates that finished value on your cards. You've got the wreath and you've got the extra hanging pieces which create these beautiful garlands that you've got. These can be placed on the banister, on the fireplace. They can be placed at the top of a card. They can be used as corner elements. It really doesn't matter. It's what you want to do with them. They can be built up. You can use them as decoupage. You can layer them so they can be long line or shorter. And then we've got all those other tuck-ins to use as well. You've got the 2 Santa stockings here, one facing either way. They're hanging on the fire, waiting for Santa to come. You've got tiny little presents here. These are great for popping into Santa's stockings. And then you've got the big set of parcels here that Santa might have just delivered. And then you've got the rug with that dimension, that perspective that goes in the way it's cut there at these edges in order for it to look perspective-wise like it's coming out of the card. Beautifully done.
Now, the thing is, with a collection like this, it will make absolute sense to treat yourself to the tiny lights, which I know many of you have got from Carnation before. They are on our website, by the way, and you do actually get 4 strings. You get 1 string or 2 strings that are 8 LED lights, and you get 2 that are 16 LED lights. And that will allow you, and this lends itself to this collection so well, this allows you to do things like this. So that tree not only is beautifully decorated with the free vignettes that you can print off, but also now it's been illuminated beautifully with the tiny lights. So they're on the website if you would like them. Lots of you I know are adding those into your order. Yes, Taz?
I have just put a link in both YouTube and Facebook so they can get to them quicker. I think.
Oh, great. Okay, so if you're on Facebook or YouTube, which I'm sure you are, there's a link there that Taz has just put so you can easily find the tiny lights, which is fantastic. So this is the main collection. I'm going to show you some finished samples quickly as well. I know Carla did this one in the first show, which you can watch back if you'd like to. This is the winter berry frame, which we're going to come on to and show you the boards for that in just a second. Barbara Trebwell has done this one. If you're more of a conventionalist and you prefer to have maybe 8x8 cards or something like that, you can incorporate the tree into that with a few of the little birds and the flowers on there as well. I only saw this one towards the end of the last show, actually. I do like this. Pam's done like a triage or a triple of those scenes there. So very dimensional, very atmospheric as well. It's really getting me in the Christmas mood, and it's the middle of June. But you know what?
I know. Well, the weather's sort of Christmassy, isn't it? It's not like we're in the midst of like a heat wave at the minute in the UK.
Pam Simpson's done this one. Thank you, Pam. Beautiful work as ever. This is using that 3-dimensional bar that Carla was talking about earlier on. So you've actually got one of the little characters poking behind the Christmas tree there, and then you've got the presents as well. So that's very 3D. So that's how you can use that bar to great effect. But stunning. And I think it is every single year. I think I'm right in saying that it's the most well-received collection of the year. It's what most people really look forward to. It's probably the one time of the year that you make more cards than at any other time of the year. We're making birthday cards all year round, obviously anniversary cards, but it's Christmas where you throw everything at it and you go to the Christmas fairs, you make maybe a couple of 100 cards, friends, family, and maybe for people at work. So I think this is the collection that everyone waits for and looks forward to the most. And for 40% of the entire stock to have gone in the first live hour, which was at 9 o'clock this morning, really busy and really popular. So that's the main collection. But then I did mention the winter berry frame, which I know we're going to look at now with Carla. So
yeah, we've got the boards for it here. So we did a long line demo of this in the 9 o'clock show this morning. Please do refer back to it. I will do some more extensive demos with this tomorrow as well. I will be using it for the rest of today as well, but just to show, so you can go back and refer. But this is an extraordinary piece of engineering. It's also something that's going to be very useful to you going forward. So please do grab it while you can. This has got your card base, then it's got a matte layer, and then it's got this stunning winterberry filigree, which isn't, it's not necessarily smacking of Christmas, is it? It's beautifully done and it is stunning with this collection, but it can be for any occasion, and that's why this is so important. You have got a die where there is a white line going between these frames. There's one there, there's one here. Now, when I originally saw that, I was assuming that that was just a cutout, that it was, because if I don't think they've pinned it both down, but there is a kind of an opening, if you like, in the middle of these. And I thought that's what that was. In fact, it's an actual extra die, and it's here. And I showed you how to use this in the earlier show. Please do refer back to that to get your full instructions. What this does is allow us to cut the frame in a different way. So I can cut this onto a piece of cardstock and then afterwards lay this on top of where the cut originally was, and it will cut the card into a set shape, into a different shape than what we had previously. So instead of it just being a rectangle, I now have this wonderful shape that I've cut in on the top. Isn't that just ridiculously clever? Now, we were talking to you about that earlier in the earlier shows. We're on Christmas, and I know we're on Christmas, but that with any card shape that is that size, which is a standard card size, that's going to change every single card you make for any time you want. So suddenly you doubled up on how your frames are. Carnation are already super generous with their frames. Now you've got even more playway. So you can cut into it and you can change it exactly how you want it to be, and it's absolutely extraordinary. We then have these beautiful pieces which can be placed over the archways that we create to create like a mirror maybe, or behind the fireplace or along those lines, and it frames everything out just so beautifully. But it doesn't stop there. The Winterberry frame carries on to give you 3 stunning sentiments, each one with its own matte layer. We've got Joy to All, Merry Christmas, and 'Tis the Season. And we've got 2 colourways for you here. You've got the gold, and then you've got the gold and black, which gives you like a drop shadow effect. It's absolutely stunning.
I've not known them include a drop shadow like that before.
No, and it's really beautifully done. I don't know if it's necessarily designed just to be a drop shadow. It is obviously a design effect, but it does give you that element. It's so pretty. But remember when we were looking at things like the fire grate, and we have the gold and we have the black, and those florals where we've got some of those darker tuck-ins to come in. This is when it all pieces together, which is why your perfect papers then become so important. But it's not all we're going to give you, because we are going to give you the artwork for free today, which thank you very much to Carnation. But let's give you something else as well for free. Let's give you some free backing papers, and there'll be inserts there as well. That's free. We're not going to charge you for that at all. And so the fact that you get that and you get the original colourway, well, that's extraordinary. So by the time you've then added in the whole, you know, if you shop the show today, you get your perfect papers, you get your Winterberry frame, and you get that collection. You've probably got the best Christmas designs of anyone I know going forward. And for those of you that own previous Carnation Christmas ones, you're done. This is like, you have literally got the world at your feet to be making with.
But of course today you've got the added benefit of actually having the option of having 4 more colourways for this collection for just £5. And that's a time limited offer. It will eventually, that offer won't be available come the end of the week. It's only for basically the launch show. So if you do want to go for that, you'll get the single colourway free. If you want the other 4 colourways to give you a total of 5, that's only £5 extra on your order today. Just to show you some finished cards, Janine has done this particular one, and what she's done is cut out the Winterberry die set twice and stuck it together, so you've got almost like a grey board sort of weight to this, which is spectacular, and that's been used to make like a tenfold card.
Brilliant,
really lovely.
isn't it?
Brilliant.
If you do that on 350 GSM and cut that twice for the front, twice for the back, so you've got 700 GSM on either side, it will be a really, really super strong, heavy construct.
Absolutely. Now, those sentiments that we were just talking about, 'Tis the Season and Merry Christmas, that's the drop shadow one that you can see there. Pam has done this particular one, not using any of the characters this time, just using the pine cones and the beautiful Christmas flowers. I've just seen this one, and this really stands out to me. This is done by Janine, and can you see the actual stairs have actually been folded? So you've actually got dimensional stairs leading
so
up.
Cute.
Yeah, that is really beautiful.
A little robin at the bottom.
Isn't that great?
I love that.
So yeah, there's so many ways of using them. And then of course with the card shapes, the rectangle, the oval and the diamond shape, you can make really sweet cards of this sort of size as well. So you can really kind of go to town and be very, very elaborate and do huge projects, or you can do quite, you know, discreet, simple cards like this. I say simple, there's a lot going on there, but yeah, it's not the largest card in the world. So the collection today, for 40% of the stock to have gone in the first show, there's another show today at 1 o'clock, and there are 2 more shows tomorrow scheduled at 10 and 12. So if 40%'s gone in the first show, I know we gave you a tease on Facebook last night as well, it is going very fast for both of the collections, the Winterberry and this one, which is Christmas Awaits. Maybe you bought that in the first show this morning when we were with you at 9, but did you pick up your perfect papers? If you haven't done that yet, please get hold of them, because they've actually got a beautiful bolder pattern on them this time. You've got flourishes, you've got snowflakes on there as well, in a combination of colourways from the deep rich dark red to a kind of a coral pink, through to different shades of green, and there's a fawn in there as well, but designed to complement the artwork that you're either getting free with the free one, or the other artwork that you're buying today for that extra 4 sets for £5. 240609 if you want the perfect papers. It is 300 GSM and it's 48 sheets you get in there for just £14.99. Okay, so we've shown you the collections. What do you do with them?
Shall we demo? Right, I'm going to just look at the florals really as a whole, but I want to start looking at those ornate slender frames because they're so pretty and they're so versatile. So I'm going to be using the winterberry frame first, and then we'll draw in the other ones as well. So I'm just going to make my card base as normal, just to pull this together, do the little shuffle, and place down. Right, let's talk about those slender frames and how they can be used. Now you will see as we go through demos that I've used them as a complete piece, as in all of their mats and layers together, and they're stunning. They're so pretty. They're gorgeous as a layer on top of, say, this frame as well. That works really beautifully. But what if we want to use it as an aperture? So if we take in, for the next one I've got the layer piece here, and I'm going to use the large diamond as an aperture inside my matte layer. And then I'm going to take that filigree from the winterberry frame and place it behind. And suddenly I have got the most glorious window.
Love that.
Okay, so all I've done is cut the diamond in the centre, and I've pieced this on the back. And isn't that just ridiculously beautiful? Really, really pretty, right? Because we're talking about changing things around. You don't always have to craft within the box. Thinking outside it will just give you, you know, a few more options as well. So let's take this off so that we can place the frame on. Good thick chunky 5mm on here, foam tape, just to give me that lift, because I want the depth between the base card and that beautiful filigree that comes in. And now I have got this gorgeous design. Let's finish that visually. So if I bring in some wet adhesive here, and I'm going to take my filigree piece that goes around the edge, and I've used the die from the inside to just cut the aperture in there, and I'm going to use that as my frame. And suddenly, isn't that extraordinary?
Beautiful. Yep.
Because we're changing the way we play. Now it's really, really easy to sit with some dies and create in the way that we are comfortable with and that we know, but a slight change of thought process will change the way that you're decorating, and things like this are really useful, aren't they? So just small amounts of adhesive here, just to make sure that I can pin this where I want it to be.
Stunning.
Beautiful. That's a Christmas card. That's already a Christmas card. And might I add a sentiment just somewhere at the bottom? I think that is, if you like your clean and simple, hey presto, there you go.
Also, if you had some acetate behind that, you could colour it in with alcohol
Absolutely.
paints, stained glass window maybe.
Well, you could also use your tiny lights inside there
Yeah.
so that that glows, and that would be really pretty, because the shadow play would be extraordinary, wouldn't it? So don't forget to just take those steps and change how you play. You'll get so much out of this collection. It is unbelievable. Now, I want to look at these, because to see them in their absolute glory is they're just beyond pretty. Let's shape them a little bit. I'm not going to go to town on them, but let's shape them just a tiny amount. So I'm going to go in from behind, and I'm just going to use my ball tool just on the outside. I won't take long on these, but I do just want a little bit of lift on them. I'm going to fill that with some silicone gel glue.
And all of that's on the website, of course, as well, when you're there.
Go and look for Pin Flare on Carnation's website, www.carnationcrafts.co.uk. Pin Flare is a silicone gel glue that dries over a 24-hour period and allows you to create and sculpt, basically. That's what we're doing.
And it dries rock solid, so if you are
It does.
posting anything decoupaged or whatever, it's not going to collapse on you or anything like that.
No, it dries like cement. It's wonderful stuff. Now let's just shape these through.
And of course, lots of snippability with the flowers as well.
Always snippability with Carnation. You can snip in, you can make it what you want it to be. Let's frame this out.
Look at that.
Okay, so we don't need much. This is the joy, isn't it? We don't need a lot. Now, I'm just going to bring in a few florals here. I do apologise for sniffing, I'm so sorry. Let's bring in these. So we're going to talk about snippability now. We're going to snip into some of these, and I'm going to use them as decoupage. I will be brief, but let's just draw in. So you can see here I've got these wonderful red berries, red florals. We did discuss the name of them earlier. I'm going to use those as decoupage. So I'm going to come in the back, but this has got a stem on it, and I don't want the stem. And that's all right, because it's up to me how I craft. So I can just remove that stem, because everything has a pip mark for me to be able to do it. So from that I can fill this, and I can just start building the dimension on here. Now I'm going to be really quick, but I will just shape these just so that I can get that layered difference between my florals. You can do these outwards or upwards. You can do a mixture of both.
And you'll see, if you go to carnationcrafts.co.uk, you'll see the tools that Carla's using, the ball tools and the shaping mat. They're all on the website as well, along with the tiny lights.
Everything is there for you.
Yep.
Their website is a wonderful craft store.
We haven't told Dave about the new tweezers that we've got.
Oh, you haven't?
They are
We've got
stunning.
new tweezers.
Oh.
We love it when Carnation bring new tools. We have got some of the most beautiful rounded edged tweezers that have got the strongest grip this side of Manchesterford
Oh, sounds interesting.
that even I can use without messing it up, which is saying something, isn't it? Let's pop this in.
Go and hunt for those on the website. I'm intrigued.
They're really nice. Taz, will you do me a favour while I'm just pinning these? Can you just go on the website for me and search up Santa hat? Because I'm pretty certain there is a die that's just got a Santa hat, and I think it would work with the little children perfectly if my memory...
It's $3.99 on the website.
Thank you
Santa
very
hat
much.
die is $3.99. You get two Santa hats for $3.99.
Go and grab those because they will work perfectly with the Litleys in this collection, along with any other creatures that you might have, and you'll be able to use those in your card making for Christmas.
You
and
can
at that
put the
price,
hats on your mice, not just the
you can.
the little kids.
Let's build up these florals so we're getting that really vivid imagery as they're building up. And we're just layering in. Let's snip away all of these. I've got pip mark. Can you see how it just pulls?
Yeah.
Because I've got pip marks there, and that's what Carnation do so well. I want to add in a few more whites here just to extend so that I've got a little relief on colour.
I'm thinking as well, you know, at Christmas time, you probably have more cards in the house at Christmas time than at any other time during the year. So don't you want your card that you've made from Carnation to be the one that gets put in the centre, to be the one that everybody looks at first, that really draws attention? Because that's what Carnation cards will do.
Every time. Let's pop these florals here. So I'm just extending that white just to merge in because I've got that white base. So that colour is just coming through just beautifully. Add in a couple of my florals here. Sorry, my leaves just as tuck-ins. And I'm just going to bob a little tiny amount wet glue. And I'm just going to extend that colour out, just stealing some of that pin flare as well. So just tuck in, drawing it down so we're now draping.
Mm-hmm.
Same again at the other side. Just piece it through, little bit of added colour. Put in my cinnamon.
So it's cinnamon, isn't it? I thought it was a scroll, but no.
Oh, it
it's
could be a
cinnamon.
scroll. I was thinking cinnamon sticks for Christmas.
Could be either.
It can be whatever you need it to be. I apologise if not. Right, let's put this then through here. So we're putting in some of that gypsophilia here. Same on the other side. So you can see how we're just playing with colour and density. And these are your tuck-ins. Tuck-ins are always your best friend. They change the fullness of your creations. So let's pop that through there. And then finally, the pièce de résistance, which I love.
The bow.
Okay. The bow. Now, just to talk about this, we were talking about cut lines a minute ago. This has got cut lines on the actual bow line. If you don't want to have a full bow, you can take that away. But it means that I can stand it up and have a 3D bow, which is really, really nice because I can piece it in and just place that there. And that's going to give me a little bit of shadow play. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. If you want to create a card similar to this, you can, of course, put the bow on a diagonal to give it a different visual as well. It's up to you what you want to do. Just trying to give you as many ideas as possible. But let's just place some adhesive on this bow line just at the bottom. So I'm just folding that down, taking this here, and then I can grab its little feet there, and I can pinch down, and that will just sit proudly. Up, I've lost my cinnamon scroll. I'm going to call it a cinnamon scroll, and then we cover both.
There we go. Quite beautiful, don't you think? And that's using just one of those diamond-shaped elements from the fantastic frames, the Ornate cylinder frames. You're going to get the diamond, the oval and the rectangular. This is another one of the rectangular ones that Lavinia's done. Keeping it really nice and simple with the fir cone one side, a smaller bow in the centre, another flower over there, and then of course the Merry Christmas. Very, very simple and stylish. And then this one's by Tina, and as you can see you've got the little robin flying in as well, kind of taking stock of all those beautiful florals, but again using the diamond frames with the winter berry frame as well. They all kind of work together so beautifully well. Now in the earlier show at 9 o'clock, this was one of the cards that that Carla did, so you can watch that show back a bit later if you missed it earlier on. But really, really beautiful with those wonderful florals, like a garland across the top of the fireplace with the two stockings there as well. And don't forget, you know, the tree itself is by far the centerpiece of the whole collection, and it can be made into ornaments as well as actually toppers on cards too, to great effect. And just another couple of those simple frames to show you quickly, if I can get them separated. This one says "Joy to All," and again that's been turned into like a tent card. Beautiful, this time using the rectangles beautifully. This is another one using the frame on the top, so that could be it could be like an alcove. It could be actually the frame to a mirror. If you wanted to put some mirrored card behind that, it would look like a mirror in a frame on top of the fireplace there too. But again, you've got that element with the collection that gives you those little boxes, which allows to get your three-dimensional effects working beautifully well. But there you've got the tree, the presents in front of the tree of course as well, the little robin just perched in the wreath at the back there on the fireplace. It's a stunning collection. It's called Christmas Awaits. Now it's 240601, brand new today. We teased you with it, or Carla did last night on the Facebook Live, and between then and now, when we came live on air, 40% of the entire Christmas collection had gone, both of them in actual fact. So Christmas Awaits, 40% gone. The winter berry frame, also 40% gone, probably more than that now. And the only other thing that you may well want to go for as well, apart from of course the extra vignettes that are on the website for an extra four for £5, are the perfect papers. And the perfect papers, as you can probably see, are colour coordinated beautifully. Normally you get dots and you get stripes with the perfect papers, but here you've got a little bit more in the way of patterning going on with this. You've got your snowflakes, you've got your flourishes, but all of these colourways, from the greens through to the fawns, through to the beautiful reds and pinks, all of those colours are going to absolutely complement the artwork that you're printing off now. And if you want to do that and you've never shopped with us before, remember all you have to do to get the artwork is to go to carnationcrafts.co.uk to purchase this. While you're there, go to the downloads and the free download section and just put in Christmas Awaits, and then all the artwork that you can download and print off will be there for you. One of them, the traditional original artwork, will be free. If you want the extra 4 colourways, which gives you so much more variety then they are on a special offer at the moment, 4 colourways for £5. That's only a launch offer for a few days this week. So stock up on that if you'd like to at the same time, and go for your perfect papers, 48 sheets of 300 GSM. But yeah, I'm always excited when it's Christmas, when we launch a new Christmas collection, because the last year's collection was incredible. This year's collection's even more incredible.
They've never done a bad Christmas collection yet. Their Christmas, I mean, all the collections are amazing. Their Christmas collections are just extraordinary. And we will, by the way, we'll be having a look back at some other ones as well, but there's more Christmas stuff coming too.
Okay, let's paint the picture, let's set the scene. Take a look at this. You can be making stunning Christmas cards right the way from now until Christmas by going for this. Christmas Awaits. Beautiful, aren't they? And no wonder it is so busy for all of these. Remember, if you are ordering right now, it's live coming up to 20 to 12. If you order now, your order will be packed, picked and posted. Probably you might even get it tomorrow. We can't obviously Oh, now 45% of the stock's gone. We can't obviously guarantee you'll get it tomorrow, but certainly it'll be in the hands of the post and they'll get it to you as quickly as we can. But one thing's for sure, as soon as you make your order today, they're in the warehouse picking it, packing it and posting it. So you shouldn't get it, well, you should get it very quickly.
Say, you'll have to make allowances for Christmas postage. It's not Christmas, girl.
No.
My brain does funny things. So you're going to have to make allowances because things get slower at Christmas. You don't. It's fine. The postman doesn't know.
I need to do my Christmas shopping.
I was in a panic. Oh my God, it's Christmas next week. It's not. It's fine.
No. Okay.
Shall we demo?
Let's do another one.
Let's have a look at that staircase. So we are using this frame. Now, let's have a little look at this. Beautiful, beautiful shape on this. I really, really like it a lot.
Oh, actually, the winter berry frame is now 45% gone as well.
I'm not surprised. Listen, there's the one time, I mean, I would say all the time, but the one time to really take advantage of everything that you get is Christmas, because for all companies, everybody works so hard for Christmas. Carnation are just on it. They're not going to give you any wastage in their Christmas collections. They never do anyway, but it's really important to know that winter berry collection has been thought through absolutely with Christmas awaits in mind. It
Totally.
Works together, and those perfect papers are extraordinary. Now's the time while you're getting it cheaper.
And do you know what? I'm always told this by card makers and crafters, that it's always the Carnation cards that sell the first. Maybe you make lots of cards from different companies, I'm not quite sure, but I know a lot of you remain loyal to Carnation and we thank you for that. But if you're selling lots of different cards on a card stand or a table and you've got Carnation there, another brand there, another brand there, it's always Carnation cards that sell first.
Absolutely. And of course, because visually they're just very pleasing, aren't they? I'm just going to move that slightly closer to myself. Right, we've got our base working here. So now I just want to have a look at that staircase and how it works. So first of all, let's just look at that. It's just clever. Now, it's designed in such a way that I have got cut lines going all the way down. If I want to create the actual sort of staircase as such, I absolutely can. It's designed that way, okay? For this, I'm going to keep it flat because I want it actually to be a part of the background of my piece, not my foreground. So what I'm going to do is just place it down, and I'm going to place it, I'll probably place it about there. I'm happy enough with that. And it's going to be in the centre of my card. So I'm going to take wet glue here. Little bits just going across. I don't know where this cold's come from, Dave.
I know where it can go.
You and me both can.
Not in my direction.
Dave, caring is sharing.
Absolutely.
Oh no, sharing is caring. Well, I think the brain. No, I don't know the answers. But I do know I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. Thank you. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Huh?
So thank you for dampening that.
I tell you. Right, let me put this on here. These are the banisters for the stairs. Now, I'm going to do it so that the largest end is the nearest to me. Perspective-wise, it would get smaller as it goes into the distance, okay?
Yep.
So there's your little hand. Look at that. See how it finishes it?
Yeah,
Isn't
perfect.
it clever?
It's the little attention to detail that makes all the difference.
It really, really does. And I love the fact that I don't have to use these if I don't want to. So again, I'm not forced, I'm not boxed into a corner. I get to choose how to play. So placing that there and just pinning it down.
You sneezing reminded me of, I worked with a director somewhere else away from here. He's the most softly spoken director ever, but he's got the loudest sneeze whenever
in the world.
It virtually blows my head off when he sneezes. So
Bless him. I've got quite a subdued little sneeze,
Yeah,
considering I'm such a noisy person.
Yeah.
So look at her.
Halfway
Isn't
up the
that
stairs.
so sweet?
Do you remember that song?
Yes, Miss Tiz Taz.
Suzanne's just said on Facebook that those stairs are a never-ending naughty step.
Oh
They
yes,
are a
that's true.
never-ending naughty step. Now, I can have her seated behind the stairs, so she's poking through, which I really love, and I just wanted to show you that. Isn't that clever how that just sits in front, that banister, and creates that visual of the staircase going up? I'm actually going to place her at the top of the stairs because I think she's super, super sweet, waiting like a naughty little impatient bear at the
She's
top
just
of
sat
the
there
stairs.
looking and waiting for Santa, hoping to see him.
I love it so much.
Yeah.
It's so sweet. So I'm just going to place her about here, just so she's sitting on that stair. She's so cute.
Mm-hmm.
She reminds me of my little niece. She's a little cutie. Right. Who my niece, by the way, is now 27 and would not appreciate me saying that. Right. And just take this 5mm. I'm on a good height here, and that's just going to give this a lift away from what's behind it. So I'm going to get that 3D effect. Okay, so we've got that really lovely dimension. Yep. Okay, and that staircase is going off. That's super cute as a card anyway. We don't have to be excessive, do we? But I love it so much. Now what I have got here is the bow, so I can choose where I want to place this. Do I want to place it as a border to the card, or do I want to place it on top, which is where I am going to place it, but just to show you that you've got the choices, the way in which we play. But I have got these two presents, and I'm going to seat them on either side, and that's just going to break that silhouette that we were talking about earlier and just widen out the perspective on here, okay? What that's going to do is, because I'm lining it up to the bottom, it gives me a grounding device, so it doesn't make things look like they're floating in midair. They have a sense and a purpose. So you're just going to line those up so that they're at the same height, and that will give me that. Now, to make that even better visually, we've also got an added tool in our arsenal here. I'm just going to pop that under there. And this little piece is an absolute gem. The rug. And that sounded ominous then, didn't it?
It did a bit.
The rug.
But again, it's about the perspective and the fact that it tapers, so it creates that depth, doesn't it, visually?
So my little rug's going to sit there at the bottom of the stairs. Really, really cute. Finishes it off, and there's my steps, and they're all excited and waiting for Christmas. Now I've got here my little stockings, and I'm just going to place these on the banisters, waiting for Mother Christmas to come. I love Santa. I get very excited. If ever I'm at home for Christmas, at the age of near enough 50, my mum still shouts up the stairs, "Carla is been."
I still get given an advent calendar by my mum and dad.
Do you?
Yeah. It's just a tradition thing.
I get an Easter egg, and I also get a selection box, but no advent calendar. Sadly, I have to buy my own if I want one. Now this is curved perfectly to fit on that stairs.
Oh, isn't it?
On that banister, so that it just decorates as the scene is coming together. I'm going to bring in the extra part of my bow now, just to decoupage that up. So just shaping that with my pokey tool and then bending it round. And I'm going to use a bit of silicone gel glue here just to fill in those elements. Place that on top. I don't think I stuck the bottom bit down here. And place on and through. So we're starting to build up there. Really, really cute, isn't it? Really love this collection so much. Have I got two bows going on here? I have, look.
Oh yeah.
That'll be why that won't stick in. Let's do this then. Let's add in, actually, let's take some silicone gel glue. Let's make the most of it. And build that up. So it's got even more depth.
Beautiful.
You can never have enough depth and height on stuff. It really does just create, doesn't it? And then I have got my sentiment, and I'm going to just use this to just finish it up. Now you don't need a sentiment at all, obviously. It's an added bonus when you have them. They look stunning, and the font that Carnation have used is just beautiful on this one.
And the fact that you've got two different colourways, you've got the gold, and then you've got the kind of gold and black with a drop shadow as well.
Depending on what sort of card you're aiming for, and I just think it's so cute. And that's just going to sit at the bottom of my staircase here, just to finish off that card. I'm not raising it up. I'm just going to place just here, and then I'm almost done, she says. Let me just place this in, and I'm just going to take it over that edge, and then take my Lily, and I'm just going to, just cut into her so I've got a straight edge.
See, she's the mischievous one, I think. Or it could be a he.
Here she comes. She's just poking out of the side.
Up
just about
to
to make her appearance. Up
She's
to
probably shaking the
mischief.
presents, trying to work out what's inside them.
Cute as a button, right? Really
Absolutely.
sweet. Really, really sweet. Where's the other one I made? So again, two very, very different cards. Same as the last show, same collection. You'll see as we go through all of the demos, the cards will all be very, very different each time. And that's because we are creating in different ways with the same collection, which gives us so much choice and scope.
Have you heard the news? We launched our Christmas collection for 2024 at 9 o'clock this morning. Lots of you came in early and went when you saw the Facebook Live that Carla did yesterday and popped it in your basket straight away. Lots of you have got it on the way already. Is it 45% now? 45% of the stock now has gone of both the collection, which is Christmas Awaits, and also Winterberry as well, that frame Winterberry. And that combines the two. If I just show you this card here, Tina's done this one. And remember, you heard, if I just lift it up, you can probably see, you heard Carla saying that there's these little extra strips, dies that make these strips, that actually make the three-dimensional boxes that project something forward, like this wonderfully sculpted Christmas tree. And because you've got the cut lines going up both sides, it allows you to make something very three-dimensional. If you wanted to put the tiny lights, a little box in there, you've got plenty of room to do that as well. But using the Winterberry frame as a backdrop to that Christmas tree really works a treat. Then you've got, obviously, here we've got, Janine's done this one, you've got the staircase, but then you've also of course got the fireplace there too with the mantle clock above it, and then using the Winterberry as the background, and again using that arch, that archway die that Carla was talking about before to make it look like a beautiful mirror on top of the fireplace. Really, really stunning. Let's get you a couple more that maybe you've not seen yet. This is again using the little box adapters so that you can make the tree sit in front of the staircase, so giving you that three-dimensional effect. Really lovely. Another one quickly. Look at this one. Who's done this one? This is Janine again. There we go. Isn't that gorgeous? And you've even got the artwork for the glow of the fire in the fire surround as well. So absolutely spectacular. Again, we've used those boxes to give it the third dimension to make the tree stand out in front of the fireplace behind it. But what a collection this is. It's 240601. Only launched at 9 o'clock this morning officially, and already nearly, well, 45% of the stock has gone. If you do want to go for the extra collection that we've got in the show today, the Winterberry frame, we're all of the opinion that basically it works with the main collection brilliantly for Christmas, but equally it can work in June, July, August, September, January, February, March. It doesn't say Christmas per se, does it? Apart from the lyrics that are there, the sentiments do. The sentiments do, yeah.
You might not want to put that on in the middle of summer.
No, maybe not. But certainly that at $44.99, this is kind of neck and neck in popularity. A lot of people are going for the whole thing, which makes absolute sense why we still got it at this great, great deal. 240608 for the Winterberry frame set. And of course, the icing on the cake then is when you've got cardstock that works with the vignettes and the artwork. And that's the Christmas Awaits Perfect Papers. 48 A4 sheets, 300 GSM in all these different colorways to work alongside the artwork. The only other thing to let you know about, well, a couple of things actually. First thing is if with the tree you're thinking, I want to put lights on it, that's where Carnation's tiny lights really come in. You are going to get 4 strands and the batteries are included as well. You have to find those. You get 2 8 LED strings and 2 16 LED strings in the box. They're on the website right now, or if you're on Facebook, there's a link I think that Taz has put up there for you, and on YouTube as well, so you'll be able to find them. And then the vignettes. We always say the vignettes are free. Well, that's absolutely true. There's one vignette collection, which is the original artwork, to go with this collection that's absolutely free for you to print off now and going forward. Having said that though, do you want 4 more colourways to choose from as well? It's not per colourway, you get all 4 different colourways for £5 at the moment. And we got lots of questions earlier on Facebook asking, is this just for a limited period? It's only for the launch week, okay? So if you want the extra 4 colourways, along with the one that comes free, you'll have then 5 colourways to enjoy with this collection. That's just an extra £5 if you go to carnationcrafts.co.uk and search for Christmas Awaits in the search box. We've got another show, haven't we, in just over an hour's time.
We have. We'll be back at 1 o'clock for you to have more look at different demos. We are going to look at that fireplace as a card shape on its own, so we'll go through those with you as well. And 2 shows tomorrow, Dave.
And 2 shows tomorrow,
Lots
provided the stock lasts. That's the big question, because 45% has gone live at coming up to 5 to 12. We'll see you in about an hour then, just over an hour's time. Enjoy lunch if that's what you're up to, and see you back in about 60 minutes.